What's happening, y'all? Man, it's been a long time since I've kind of given you guys an update of what all's been going on. If you're new to the channel, I appreciate you stopping by, and I invite you to go check out some of the other videos of mine where I've been taking Apple, my 2015 Toyota 4Runner, on some awesome overlanding adventures all around the United States. Also, if you're new to the channel, you likely don't give a damn about the update that I'm fixing to give, so I'll leave a timestamp down below. You can skip the bullshit, go straight to the video. For those of you guys that have been riding with me for a while, I really do appreciate you. Take a ride with me to breakfast and I'll update you. Currently, I am outside of Jerome, Arizona. Pretty cool little town, and that's actually where I'm headed into breakfast because they got this awesome chicken biscuit with this gravy, and oh damn, it's so delightful. As you guys may or may not remember, back in 2020, my partner Christy and I decided that we wanted to move full-time into a 21-foot travel trailer with our dog Pumbaa. We traveled around for about a year and a half until she got tired of being on the road full-time and decided that she wanted to stay back out east. So in 2022, I went solo in the 4Runner, and I've been living full-time in the 4Runner ever since. Now, I've been collecting content and making YouTube videos since 2016. And when we moved full-time into the RV, I started a series called Full-Time Living. Full-Time Living was supposed to basically highlight the the adventures that we had while living full-time in the RV. If I'm being completely honest with you though, it just wasn't that riveting of content. So I've had a really hard time putting together episodes of Full-Time Living throughout the years. I also during this time had a couple data debacles where I lost a lot of data. Also, I had a categorization debacle, I guess you could call it, or a timestamp debacle. Whenever I transferred all of the data to my computer, it actually re-timestamped them. So instead of being, October 1st, October 2nd, October 3rd, it would just timestamp it that it was created on the day that I transferred it into the computer. And seeing as how I create content in like a chronological order, you can see where that would be a real pain in the ass. That mixed with those data debacles, mixed with the fact that it just isn't riveting content, has really led me to be kind of in a writer's block, if you will. Also, I haven't stopped collecting content. I've been collecting content. So I've got like 3 terabytes worth of content. So 3 terabytes worth of content, a lot of really mundane content that I just can't get excited about, mixed on top of a lot of stuff that's missing, big chunks of things that are missing. It's really kind of been discouraging to try to make content. And with that said, I've basically decided that I'm essentially gonna kind of dissolve the Full-Time Living series. This is still going to be Full-Time Living because I'm full-time living, L-I-V-I-N, baby. That's what I do. I live. And so that's not really changing. I think I'm still going to keep the name. I don't know. I don't think the name even matters. But at any rate, rather than just deleting all that data, I'm going to go through the data. And as I go through it, if I find stuff that's interesting or that I can put together a good story, then I'll put it together and I'll make a video of it. That's what today's video is. Back in 2021, we were camping, we were base camped just outside of Colorado Springs in a little city called Woodland Park. It's a beautiful spot. It's one of my favorite spots in Colorado. At any rate, we were camped out up there with the camper, and we decided that we wanted to go on a weekend trip. So we packed up the 4Runner, grabbed Pumbaa, and we headed out towards Silverton, Ouray, and Telluride. I wanted to show Christy Imogen or whatever that past name is without all the snow because the snow had melted, so I thought it'd be pretty cool. Now, prior to this, about a week or 2 weeks prior to this, I had done the Colorado backcountry discovery route, and while doing that, I actually met up with some friends of mine for East Goes West, which I've shared a video of East Goes West. Unfortunately, a large portion of that trip actually got deleted, and that's why you haven't seen the video of me doing the full Colorado backcountry discovery route, which really sucks because there were some trials and tribulations on that trip that I've never really experienced before. Now, I do still have some of that trip, and if I can make something out of it, then I probably will. But at any rate, I think what I'm going to do is just as I go through the content, because I'm not deleting it all, as I go through the content, if I can find something, make something interesting out of it, then I will do so. So today's video is us back in 2021 with Pumbaa Dog going camping in the Gazelle tent up in Silverton. Hope you guys enjoy. Just going for a weekend. I think we got everything out, the entire trailer for it. Who can relate? Can y'all believe that we made it to camp before nighttime? Got a little spot right here. Huh? How's that look? Looking right. Martha Stewart's in there sweeping it up for us. This is our backdrop over there. Over here. Now, I stayed out here a couple weeks ago. And off over there, I heard some coyotes in broad daylight. That's the first time I'd ever heard them in broad daylight. We're overlanders. We're not going to cook here. There's a brewery down in town, and we're going to head down there, and we're going to eat there. So that's what you do when you're overlanding. Good morning. What's happening? From camp here outside of Buena Vista, Colorado. And we had plans to make some breakfast and all that, but it looks like it might get some weather on us. So we might try to hurry up and try to get out of here and beat it all. I don't know. We got to go that way. That way looks pretty, so that's good. It's about a 5-hour drive. We're headed out towards Silverton, and we're gonna go into Silverton and see what that's all about. So we've been to Silverton, went there a couple weeks ago. I lost the footage of all the passes that I did, so I'm gonna try to at least do 1 or 2 of those passes again. Plus I want to show Christy what Imogen Pass looks like with no snow on it, because she's never seen Imogen Pass with no snow on it, so that'll be fun. But yeah, it's 5 hours away. We need to hurry up and get our shit together before it starts raining and storming and doing all that good stuff. Last time I was in this exact location, there was actually flash flood and hail and all that good stuff, so no fun. But that's the current situation. How'd you like your camp last night?
I liked it. Wasn't too cold, wasn't too hot, perfect weather. We were all nice and warm and cozy.
Yeah, it probably stays a solid 10 degrees warmer inside of there, wouldn't you say?
It usually does, though. I think it's because of this material. I don't know.
Old Gazelle Overland edition. Really hot weather.
Oh, you burned it up.
Yeah.
It's hot.
In really hot weather, we've come to the determination that
as soon as the sun hits it, you're baking.
Yeah, there's just not a lot of ventilation in this guy.
Unless you keep the rainfly off and all the windows open. It's not bad, especially if there's like a little bit of a breeze going through.
Yeah, but for hot weather, this guy is not the greatest. For ease of use and for, you know, put up, take down, all that, the amount of room that you get, cold weather, it's fantastic. But yeah, no breeze on a really hot, humid day, the Gazelle's not going to be your friend. But I don't like camping in those kind of days.
Did we use the Gazelle on the beach?
Yeah.
Was it the other one? The green one?
Yeah. You don't
same
remember?
Canvas though, right?
It's the same exact thing. You don't remember on Outer Banks?
Well, I remember Outer Banks, but didn't we take it to Amelia Island?
Yeah.
Because we had to keep moving it?
Yeah, because of the tide. Mm-hmm. Which is a good thing that it was as easy to set up and take down.
And I'm glad I was as worried about it as I was, or we would have woke up in water. We would have woke up in ocean.
Would have washed away, Rhoda. Yeah, Christy was concerned about the tide.
It was like about where you are sitting to the tent. In the middle of the night.
Yeah, I got up there pretty quick.
I bet all the fellow campers thought we were crazy.
We definitely look crazy.
Inchworming that thing up the beach.
Yeah, so on that trip we learned that, and it's just hot and muggy. It's just the Gazelle is.
Yeah, that was Florida.
Meanwhile, we're going to Silverton, where the low tonight is going to be low 40s. The high today is going to be mid 60s. We'll be 11,500, 11,600 feet up. It snowed last night in Rocky Mountain National Forest, which is just east of Silverton. Not just east of Silverton. It's a little whiles from Silverton, but the elevation is kind of equivalent.
It's close to camp.
It's close to where we're camped at. So, also Wednesday or Thursday night, it snowed in Telluride, which is right in the area where we're going. So Ouray, Telluride, Silverton, they're all right there together. We're actually going to come in through Ouray today, go in through Telluride, and then probably cross over Imogen Pass to get to Silverton. So that is the plan for today. We're getting ready to pack up. The storm's actually cleared out of here, which is nice. They were going a different way than I expected, which is good, but we still opted to just have a mother-daughter dinner date tonight. So we're gonna have chicken and eggs.
Packed full of protein.
Yeah, that should keep the shovel up on top of the roof.
God.
So update on my foldy chair thing. These things are absolutely great in theory. The only problem is that Ozark Trail doesn't execute very well. So I've had 3 of these, broke 2 of them. This is the 3rd here. So they're fantastic idea. The pack down backpack chair, it's great for what we're doing. Takes up very little room, and they're pretty comfortable too. I don't find them uncomfortable, but this brand, Ozark Trail, the Walmart brand, is the cheapest one you can get, and it just so happens that it's also breaking. I'm not going to spend $100 on one, but I would spend 40 or 50 on a good one. See how they fold down though? I mean, God, that's just perfect, and they can just sit right there. And if Christy had hers, then we could just stack both of them up right there. They just sit right there out of the way. They don't take up any room, easy to get to, easy to carry, versus these, which are extremely large for the most part. All right, packed up, ready to go. Christy's chair's in the way, so the door won't. You see what I mean by that chair? Now, in my defense, I've tried multiple times to destroy this chair and leave it places and run it over, catch it on fire. Damn! Yeah, he gone. It's still with us. So it's a trooper. Anyway, we're all packed up, ready to roll. And I caught Lady Christy with her chocolate milk first thing this morning.
My chucky milk.
Yeah, this is a beautiful campsite, man. It really is. I wish that I could show you those mountains and how pretty they look when the sun's coming over them, or on them rather, because the sun comes up from over there. But just a gorgeous spot. But time to go. Here we are at the start of 𝐼𝐼𝐺 Pass. So this will actually be Christy's first time seeing 𝐼𝐺 Pass with no snow on it. Mm-hmm. Every time you've seen it, it's been packed full of snow.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that'd be cool for
no
you.
Snow.
No snow?
No snow. We're
going to take 𝐼𝐺 Pass into Telluride and then take Orford Pass into Silverton, which is where we're going to camp tonight. So, be a fun day full of adventure. It's about 2:54 right now, so we're right on schedule, so to speak. So it should be pretty good. It'll probably take us right at around, I'd say, 2 hours to complete 𝐼𝐺 Pass and then another hour to complete Orford Pass. So we'll be pulling up in camp probably around 6, 7 o'clock, which is about normal. Well, actually, normal's about 10 or 11.
No, normal's like 11:30, 12.
Yeah, so we'll be getting to camp early tonight. up there is where we're headed. Not all the way up there, but up there. If you look, there's a car way up there. That's where we're headed. Well, top of Imogen Pass, 13,000 some odd feet. I'll put it down here at the bottom, but it's tradition for me to, every time I make it up here, have a beer at the very top. That's what you're supposed to do. You got to. That said, whenever you come up here, make sure that you have a beer for me. Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
You didn't do, well, you did more work because you got some footage for us.
This time, yeah.
Yeah.
Last time I didn't.
Last time you just sat there and looked pretty. This time you look pretty and got to work out.
Uh-huh.
Good job. 𝐿𝐼𝐴, what did you think about the ride? He's still enjoying the view. It's a lot to enjoy. Indeed. Christy almost got us collected on a life insurance policy here. Anytime Christy's walking on rocks, she got to bring the camera out because it's a strong chance she's going to slip and fall. Down there is Telluride. And this is a 13,000 foot view. But it's all downhill from here, literally. But if you look kind of off in the distance there, you can see the runway. And the only way that you can see it better is on Black Bear Pass, which is over there. It's on the other side of that mountain there, I believe, if my bearings are correct. I don't know if we're going to be doing Black Bear Pass because Christy and Pumbaa aren't really up for it. We're definitely going to do Orford because once we go down into Telluride, the only way over to Silverton is either by going around the mountain back through Imogen to 𝐼𝐴, traveling a long ways, or just going through Orford Pass. So make a pretty good time though. We're at the top of Imogen here. We still got plenty of daylight. It's a beautiful day. I'm pretty stoked. I tell you, the view from up here, it's pretty damn good. What do you think?
Beautiful.
That was the ride up.
Not bad at all.
No, but it's totally different.
Just don't really remember it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And we definitely didn't see any of this.
Yeah.
It was completely overcast and cloudy, and
It's been that way every time we've been up here.
couldn't see any of this at all. It's crazy.
Totally different trail.
Yeah, totally different. And I don't remember the water passes. Huh. Interesting.
Pretty cool. Crazy how it just turns to red rock just out of nowhere. Like, what's crazy about Telluride is that these houses right here that are all down through here are worth $1 million plus, all of them, which is really nuts. And I'm not real sure how people afford to live and work in Telluride, and I don't think that they do. After a stop at our favorite pizza joint in America, Brown Dog Pizza in Telluride, it was time to hop onto Ophir Pass and head on into Silverton. Ophir Pass is a nice scenic route that's not too technical, and it goes from Telluride to Silverton. If you don't take this pass, then it's literally like a 2.5 hour drive all the way around the mountain to get back over to Silverton. Like I said, it's not too technical, but you do still need to pay attention. Legend has it that this white speck down here is actually a car that fell off the cliff. we're following some side-by-sides up this mountain here to get to camp. I don't think the 4Runner can go any slower than what we're going right now. Well, unfortunately, the spot where we come to is taken, and that seems to happen a lot, particularly in Colorado. So we are out looking for another spot and on some pretty damn gnarly trails trying to find one. Now it's starting to feel normal again. Getting into camp late as fuck. It's starting to feel normal. Alright, so we finally found camp. We're getting everything set up now. In the morning, this is going to be beautiful. You can't see it now, but in the morning it will be beautiful, I promise you. So we're going to go ahead and set up camp, get bundled up, cook a few pieces of chicken, call her tonight. See y'all in the mañana. I mean, is this an asteroid? It's got to be the only logical explanation, right? Like it just fell out the sky and landed there. There's a few rocks scattered over there. It's not like it fell. I guess it could have fell from one of these mountains. I mean, but looks like it made a pretty big divot in the ground here. Is this an asteroid? It's wild. It's a little different than the other rocks too. I don't know. If that's the case, we're right in line for an asteroid to hit us. That would have been some shit, huh? What an absolutely epic campsite, huh? I mean, this cannot be beat. I found this to be pretty common too. Whenever you lose one campsite because people are in it, you sometimes find a better campsite. I say pretty common because it's not always the case. Sometimes you find a worse one. But last night we found a better campsite. This is absolutely epic. So I don't have much planned today. It's about a 6-hour trip to get back to where base camp is outside of Colorado Springs or Woodland Park. So we're probably just gonna cook some breakfast up this morning and then start heading back. That way we can get back at a decent time. But man, this is an epic site here. We're gonna sit down, enjoy some coffee, enjoy some good breakfast, and enjoy these epic views here, and try to stay out of the wind as best as we can. Now, camp cooking, we have a sous chef.
Sous chef.
Yeah, who's prepared everything for us, and we're gonna be having omelet, and it's gonna involve onions, bell peppers, tomatoes, spinach leaves, feta cheese, taco cheese.
Well, it needs to be eaten.
Yeah. It'll be good nonetheless. The first thing we do here is go ahead and get our burner going, and we want that at around a medium heat. We're gonna put our butter on there. We're gonna let that melt, but we don't want it to burn. So if you got oil, you can use oil, and that'd be better. Oil and butter, like avocado oil and butter, is actually really good. But I don't have any oil, so we're just using butter, which will work fine for that. You just have to be careful not to burn the butter. Make sure that you coat the entire pan here, and as you can see, we're at a little bit of an angle, but it's all good. That's part of camp cooking, right? I'm gonna go ahead and turn down the flame just a tad bit. That's one of the good things about the Camp Chef is that magnificent flame control. Go ahead and grab us a handful of these guys. Grab us another handful. Try not to grab any paper towel while we're at it. My sous chef needs a cutting board next time. All right, now we'll go ahead and get those guys good and coated in that butter. And with that flame down kind of low, medium low, we're just gonna spread them out and just kind of let them render out a little bit. Let them get nice and soft and let all that goodness come to them. While that's going on right here, I've got some of this Montreal steak and 5 eggs. And then we're gonna scramble those up real good. Now you might be wondering why we don't have a table. And we do have a table, but the problem is we're on completely uneven land. There's no even land anywhere. I've got this guy propped up to the best of my ability just to keep him somewhat level. So that said, it's just easier to use the truck, which isn't level either, but it provides a big enough workspace. I put a little bit more butter on there. Now we're gonna go ahead and take these little guys and get them roasted up too. Now if you had an open flame, you could roast these tomatoes and they would be phenomenal, but this will do. All right, so now that we've let these guys sit here for a little while, not too long, if you let them sit there too long, they just kind of turn into mush and nothingness. So just a little bit there, just enough to get them kind of warm. We're gonna go ahead and set them aside over here on this plate. That way we can go ahead and cook our eggs. One thing you wanna make sure of here is you wanna make sure that you have a clear pan for the most part, but you don't want to get any of that butter that's on there off. So don't wipe it out, but you wanna make sure that you have, for the most part, a clear pan. Where it's really critical is on the bottom. Boy, Paula Deen would be proud. We done used plenty enough butter on this here recipe. Go ahead and coat the pan with some more butter. Give the eggs inside Stanley here one more stir. And then the best tool for this is gonna be a mix of your spoon and your spatula. All right. Now we got that guy good and coated. Go ahead and pour the eggs from Stanley on there. Now what sucks is we're at this little bit of an angle, so we're gonna end up putting all of our goods over there in the far right where it's kind of piled up there, so it'll be all right. Kind of try to even it out as best as you can, but don't break that first layer that we put in. So that first layer is gonna be critical. You don't wanna break that. That's the difference between having scrambled eggs with a bunch of shit in them and an omelet. Turn up the heat just a tad. Go ahead and throw our stuff in there. And what we'll have to do is just kind of keep shifting the pan a little bit. Make sure your stuff's pretty even out for the most part. You want your stuff on one side here, but you do kind of want to even out. So again, make sure that you don't break that bottom layer though, because that's the difference between scrambled eggs and omelet. My sous chef reminded me that we need some cheese in this thing here, so that's what we're doing now. I'm gonna go ahead and shift this guy over, so that way I can try to even it out a little bit. And if you'll notice how it's kind of bubbling up there on the edges, that's when you know it's getting about ready to flip. What we're gonna wanna do though is flip on this side. And this is where I said your spatula would come in handy. Now that's not the prettiest flip in the world. And as you can see, it tore, which you don't really want. But in our case, that's gonna work out just fine. Also, in our case, we're gonna be splitting this. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it down the middle here. And that's gonna make it easier to work with all the way around. Let them cook for a little bit longer. And then we'll flip it.
You forgot the spinach leaves.
I know.
And it was all right there. Pretty.
My sous chef did a great job.
Ready to go.
But this is like a time thing, and I was running out of time. And
You forgot.
but I got the important stuff. I got the cheese, I got the tomatoes, the bell peppers, the onions, right? I mean, that's really all you need. So I got both halves flipped over, and I didn't do that on camera, and there's a very important reason why. If you ever flip an omelet or try to flip an omelet on camera, you'll fail every time. It's just kind of Newton's law. so you don't put yourself on camera flipping an omelet. It turns into scrambled eggs real quick that way. So I flipped the omelets. Now we're gonna let them sit on that side and let them cook a little bit longer. I've turned the heat up just a tad bit, so now we're at like a medium-high heat. Yeah, this is gonna be good right here, guys. Flip them over one final time. As you can see, they're nice and brown on the outside, which is what you want. You could do a little bit less brown with a little bit less heat, but they're gonna have to sit like covered, you know? So the biggest thing is you just wanna get the inside of those things done and not running. Now keep in mind, eggs are gonna cook a little bit longer too whenever you set them off to the side. So we'll let those guys sit right there for just a little bit. They should be good to go. Meanwhile, that's the chef's portion. I'm gonna go ahead and try this out and see what we think. Oh yeah, that's gonna be good. All right, dress it up a little bit with some Valentina hot sauce, and there you have it. Omelets in the middle of some of the prettiest places you'll ever see. All right, well, we are packed up, and let me tell you, that is not an easy feat, man. At 11,500 feet, it is not easy to move around here when you're, I wouldn't say out of shape, but I wouldn't say athletically prone either. I told Christy that once we get back to the East Coast for the winter, we'll be able to run a damn marathon. We haven't camped below 9,000 foot in months. Where we're base camped at is 9,500. Right here at this camp, we're at 11,500. And last night, I think we stayed at somewhere around, what was it, 9 or 10,000 last night too? Or I'm sorry, the night before?
Close to 10.
Yeah, about 10,000. So anyway, we're all packed up. This is where the tent was. We're all packed up. We're ready to roll. Luckily, the Gazelle is easy to put up and take down because, man, like I said, 11,500 will do some numbers to your old lung capacity. But man, it is absolutely gorgeous here. Anyway, 6-hour trip. We're going to go ahead and head on out. Favorite part about this campsite is definitely got to be the view. No, not that view, silly. That view. Man, I'm not gonna lie to you. Editing this video got me in my feelings a little bit about old Pumbaa dog. Pumbaa was probably one of the best dogs that I've ever had in my life, and I've had dogs since I was a kid. About 8 to 10 months after recording this video, we found out that Pumbaa had very, very aggressive cancer. And as a matter of fact, within about a week of finding out that he had this cancer, we ended up having to put him down because of it. Pumbaa was super young. I don't remember exactly how old he was. I want to say he was probably around in between 6 and 8. I don't really keep up with stuff like that. But at any rate, he was just an absolutely fantastic dog, and he's missed dearly. I hope you guys liked that video. If you did, be sure to let me know down in the comments if you want me to continue to make these older videos as I come across content, old content, then I'll continue to do that. If not, you want me just to delete it all and start over with brand new, fresh content, then I guess I could do that too. I've got a lot of stuff to share with you guys, a lot of adventures to share with you guys. I've done a lot of things over the past few years. Hell, I've done a lot just in 2024, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. I've built out Apple here in the back. I've added all kinds of tons of upgrades. I've traveled all the way down to the very bottom of Baja and back, and it's been unreal, man. It's been a great journey, and I can't wait to show you guys all that stuff. This video was taken back in 2021, so that's how far behind I am. But I promise you guys, stay tuned, hang in there. I promise I will get it up. I'm trying to get it. I'm so busy living, man, that it's tough for me just to sit down and edit, but I'm trying my hardest. At any rate, I really appreciate you guys watching. Hit that like button if you would for me. Hit the subscribe button if you're brand new here and you're not already subscribed. Until next time, you guys keep hanging in there like a hair on a biscuit, and remember, you can be happy if you've a mind to. Peace, y'all.